That's Miami, Virginia. I don't know how many years in a row. I guess 3 years in a row. It seems like it's really, really hard to score 20 points in this game. I was proud of the way that we played in the second half. You know, obviously we need to finish red zone drives better. Probably left a lot of points out there on the field, but we saw that, hey, red zone, like we were on the other end of that last week playing great red zone defense. It's all a part of it. You got to give Virginia credit. We know that they've got a prideful defensive football team. They're hard to run the ball against. But I thought the big point of the game was the plays of our wide receivers and Derek throwing the ball down the field. Obviously, they were challenged during the week inside the building, and they really responded. First two plays of the game, right down the field, and it just felt like Harley, Pope, Wiggins, all those guys made not just even good plays down the field. They made great plays down the field, which really spurred us on. Even the drive in the third quarter, you know, from backed up, we only got 3, but again, just another long drive in the second half that really kind of, in my mind, sort of turned the game in our favor. And, you know, it's just, I say it every week. I felt like maybe in the first half we forgot that it's hard to win. I felt like we maybe played a little bit like we thought it'd be easy. It never is, and that's okay. We know that there's some things that we can correct that could create more separation on the scoreboard, but you have to expect that every week in the ACC it's going to be a battle. And I'm really, really proud of our guys for winning that battle. And with that, I will open up for questions.
Hey, Coach, with Mike Harley, did he really take it upon himself this week, given the open competition at receiver? And I have a follow-up question also. The players unavailable enough before the game, what can you tell us about that situation?
I think Mike absolutely accepted the challenge. You know, I mean, they wanted to be pushed. And it's not easy, especially when you're a senior. But I got to say, Mike's credit. The way he practiced this week was he didn't bat an eye. He was a great leader all week in practice, and it wasn't surprising that he played well in the game. He had a great week, and so did Mark, and so did D. But you got to go do it in the game, right? You got to make those plays in the game to get that confidence. And it just felt like after we got our first couple, then we really started believing we can make those plays down the field. And we've been kind of saying that might be the way that it goes, and how big that, and even to the point where, you know, where Red had the confidence to throw the deep ball to D on the third down and long right there, and we get the PI, which, you know, helped us, you know, basically take all most of the time off the clock there at the end. So it helps when you believe that you got some guys that can win on the outside. As far as the players that are unavailable, as you know, they were unavailable. It's really all we can say about that. And again, proud of some of the guys. We had some amazing performances of players stepping up. You know, Gervin Hall, you know, had to become our punt returner. Defensively, though, when we lost to Amari Carter, we were really running low on safeties. Gilbert Farson played safety in the second half of this game. That's the most 2020 thing ever. Just came at halftime and said, Coach, I'll do whatever. I'll go back out there and play, which to me is a remarkable team thing to do. That guy's not played safety a snap since he's been on our campus in 3 years at Coral Gables. And just to, you know, in a big game like this, tight, where everything matters, to hop in there and play, to be able to buy some guys some snaps is what you want your leaders to do. So really, really proud of Gilbert for that.
All right. Manny, you have been warning about a game like this for several weeks now, as if you knew it was coming. And now that it was here tonight, what was going through your mind all night with all the things you guys had to adjust to? And also, what was Virginia doing on offense that kept you off balance all night?
Yeah, well, I'll start with the Virginia on offense. They were, you know, they've just been different every week, right? We didn't know that the quarterback would be back. The quarterback comes back. But they lined up, I would say, half the first half without a running back in the game. So you don't know who the running back's going to be. Sometimes it's a tight end. Sometimes it's 99, who might be a quarterback. He's a running back. So it was a lot. And I felt like they did I got to give them credit. I felt like our guys in the first half really never got our cleats screwed into the ground where we really felt like we could play. They were always having us off balance, with just, you know, and then QB run game, right, where you're going to pick up an extra hat in the run game. So some of that stuff was, you know, we had to adjust because it was new. I thought our defense staff was really composed at halftime. They went in there. They made some adjustments coverage-wise in terms of what we do. And we just – and the bigger thing is we just settled our guys down. And once we were able to rule it out, I think we were back-to-back 3 and outs to start the third quarter. And like I said, that in conjunction with our offense going, you know, down the field really kind of set the tone. We really only had the one bad drive in the fourth quarter. I thought other than that, we were excellent in the second half on defense. And then the first part of Gary's question, yeah, I mean, this is what we have to prove that we can do, right? We have to be able to grind out wins when, you know, it's just hard to win. You know, when Virginia was making it tough, we were moving the ball. they were having a hard time stopping us at times, but we weren't getting the points in the red zone. We were settling for 3. The one time we had the field goal tipped. And so the score was always tight, and it kept that pressure on you. And I felt like it bothered us in the first half, and I thought we had a halftime. We had to kind of readjust our mentality and say, did you not expect it to be this way? And that we want to be okay with it being difficult to win, and then seeing it out. Because certainly Virginia had a chance, obviously, to steal it at the end, and we had to make some key plays there to not allow that to happen.
Hey, Coach Diaz. It felt like the running game really got going in the second half. You guys, I think, ran for 92 out of the 122 yards there in the second half. And really, it wasn't Cam Harris. It was really more the freshmen, Jalen Knight and Don Chaney in particular. I guess kind of what happened to Cam? Did he get hurt at all? Or was it just a matter of maybe the freshmen were the hot hand there?
I think it was just the way we were rotating. I mean, obviously, we got a lot of confidence in all of our backs, and sometimes just some plays were just blocked up better when the young guys were in there. But it did feel like they went downhill, and I think that long drive is where we started to lean on them, and you could see this is 2 weeks in a row now. It was rainy, but it was as humid as I remember it being in that stadium tonight. And you could see Virginia's players in the second half of that game. You know, they pride themselves on winning time of possession. I think they were 7th in the country and 2nd in our league, and we won time of possession with the up-tempo, fast-paced offense. So those snaps, you know, and we snapped it 11 more times than they did. So I thought that was telling and able to get some runs going in the second half against a team that's very hard to run the ball against.
Manny, you alluded to it earlier, but this is the 3rd year in a row that a Miami-Virginia game has looked like this. Did anything, if you said more about it, I apologize, but did this surprise you at all that these two teams just play games that look like this?
If I say it surprised me, then I'm guilty of the same thing that I talked about with our team, that you know, the expectation is that it would be different and be easy. You know, I think Bronco Mendenhall is a great defensive coach. They always make it difficult, but I felt like we were moving the ball well. And our inability to turn that, you know, the yards into touchdowns in the first half always kept it uncomfortable. And but I can't just sit there and say that's our mistakes. I got to give credit to their red zone defense. We had some really good calls, and they had some pretty really nice individual performances to take some touchdown throws away from us when we got down there. So yeah, I mean that's like I said, if I'm guilty of saying that I didn't think it'd be like this, then I wasn't aware of the history between these two teams.
You guys came in as one of the best red zone offenses in the country. What was Virginia doing well to keep you guys out of the end zone?
Yeah, kind of like I mentioned. You know, obviously, you know, when you get down tight, obviously run game becomes important. Virginia, despite some of the struggles they've had in recent weeks, are still very, very hard to run the ball against. So you got to find some ways to throw the ball into the end zone. And like I said, I thought they matched up some things well. I thought we missed some things that maybe we had a chance that were open. So, you know, we got to watch the film and see that if we capitalized on a couple of those opportunities, it would have been a different game.
Hey, Manny, halfway through the season, what's your satisfaction quotient now and why?
Say that term again, satisfaction quotient?
Yeah.
The SQ?
How satisfied are you now, halfway through the season?
The SQI, satisfaction quotient index? That's some deep. Susan, we're very pleased of where we're at, right? We're 5-1. We have one loss at the number 1 team in the country where we're admittedly we didn't play very well. These guys have met challenges, and I want to say this and talking to Bronco before the game still looked like it's normal 2020. It is just, there's nothing normal about this. Can't even begin to tell you about some of the things that went on this week, and he's got the same stories. So just the fact to be able to be at the end of the night and to be in that winning locker room and to see the kids' faces and see how proud they are of their effort and really accomplishing being 5-1. It's been a minute since we've been here, so I'm really proud of our guys and now we get a chance to regroup, hopefully get some guys back, heal up for a difficult stretch run.